to my own reflection. Your skills die with your body. And life is all about leaving something behind. Isn't it?
Come on, Bond. Where the hell are you?
I'll tell you where he is. He's just 2 minutes away. This is the sound of weeknights on 5 Live, Monday to Thursday, 10:30 to 1 a.m. Conversation, connection and community. It's the heart of everything we do. And this week, all the talk has been about Bond. How hotly anticipated a movie has this been? Nobody can talk about it until 1 minute past 12. And we are almost there. This is the Colin Murray Show. Our mission is clear. We are ready to review No Time to Die. As soon as Big Ben says, it's okay. It's over to you, Ben. Countdown is on 1 minute. Big Ben now says that it is absolutely all right. 4 people have infiltrated the premiere on behalf of BBC Radio 5 Live. In just a second, we will be speaking and getting the first thoughts of Alan Warman. He is one of the key men at Empire magazine. What he doesn't know about Bond is not worth knowing. We have ace reviewer, presenter, journalist Natalie Jameson, who a Bond premiere is nothing to her. She's been to so many. On top of that, we have the chair of the London Film Critics Circle, Anna Smith, from Girls on Film. You will have seen her, you will have heard her. She is a really important voice. She's the only one of the 4 secret agents who have messaged me and simply said, I'm still processing it. And fourth, a superfan, AJ Chowdhury, who we've had on the show before. Well, here we go. In 5 seconds from now, we can get a score out of 10. In 2 seconds from now, go. Alan Warman.
8.
Wow. Natalie Jameson.
9.
9. Anna Smith.
7.
7. AJ Chowdhury.
9.5.
It's 17 seconds since the world is allowed to talk about No Time to Die. I can tell you right now, 24. I'm doing the maths, don't you worry about it, I'm nearly there. Out of 40, 33.5. 33.5. That is better than good. Alan Warman, that is great. Kick me off. I'll give you a bit longer. No spoilers. That's the key 2 words. We're going to talk about how good the performances were. We're going to talk about the opening scene. And we're going to go into detail of where they go. We're going to talk about the length. We're going to talk about the direction and the style. But you will not hear, she died, he died, he said. You won't hear any of anything like that happen. You're not going to hear any of that. Alan, go. I can't wait.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It's just great being back in the cinema watching a Bond movie. When you hear that opening fanfare and the opening seconds and you see that gun barrel sequence is just really, really exciting. So it's really great to be back watching that. And the film itself is really, really interesting. I think it's very, very ballsy. I think it's very, very ambitious. I like that it gives Craig a really great showcase to show why he's such a great Bond, and I think he does that in a really, really big way. I think the action is really, really great. The opening sequence, which we will get into more detail on, I think is incredible, and I really love the fact that this film really goes in for more of the gadgetry that we've seen from Bonds from Bond eras of the past, because in this Craig era we haven't really seen much of that until this film, and I really, really like that aspect of it too. So there's more to say, but on the whole, I enjoyed it.
Ballsy and ambitious, a showcase for Daniel Craig, an incredible opening sequence, more gadgetry. I have one follow-up question for you, Armin. Is it his best performance as Bond in the five?
Yes, it's definitely the best performance of the five. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Craig film of the five. I think I'd probably put that third. I'd have Casino Royale 1, Skyfall 2, and then No Time to Die third. Right. But I still enjoyed it.
That was the bar, though, for me. It was like, those are two movies of the highest Bond standard. So as long as I don't hear you say No Time to Die in the same breath as Quantum of Solace, I'm so psyched right now, Natalie Jameson. I could abseil down the side of New Broadcasting House without anything connected to stop me if I fall. Right, off you go. We add your score. You literally ripped my face off. You give it a 9, yeah. Natalie Jameson. Why?
I did. Because my heart is still beating. I thought it was thrilling. It was emotional. It did things I wasn't expecting. It managed to do, I think, a really clever thing, because obviously Bond has so many millions of loyal fans, of which you've got many you're going to speak to tonight. And it's managed to do that rare trick, I think, of satisfying people with what they know and love about Bond, but then managing to update it and change it and just put enough different things in it to make it feel a totally new beast. And yeah, I thought Daniel Craig was incredible. The music, the sound that they've used in this film just works perfectly. And it's just a ride. It's 2 hours 43 minutes long, but I didn't feel that length at all. I've seen a few people I know already who've been on social media saying, do eat before you go in, and they'd failed to do that earlier. But I'm always prepared, as you know, Colin. So of course I'd eaten before I went into the cinema. But yeah, I didn't notice the time at all. I was just in that movie, loving it.
Yeah, I've got news for you. I'm sorry, but since you've been in there's a fifth variant, and we've run out of all petrol. So I just wanted to listen to things that have happened in the length of that film. Natalie Jameson, her heart is still beating. No Time to Die does the rare trick. It's a film for those who know and love it, but it also updates and changes. The words that stuck out to me in this, the very first word of reviews of No Time to Die, it is a totally new beast. It is a ride. Oh my God. 7 was the lowest score share of the London Film Critics Circle, and I would go as far as to say maybe the only sober person on air right now. Anna Smith, 7's still a decent score, but I'm really interested to know why you may not share this level of enthusiasm.
I'm actually the former chair, and my husband's just served me a martini, so I may not be sober for much longer, but it's rather perfect. But you know what? I mean, I think it does a lot, as my friends are saying here. You know, it ticks a lot of boxes. There's jeopardy, there's peril, the music, the excitement. It ticks a lot of boxes for fans of the Bond franchise. There are some new elements in it which I really, really liked, which we may or may not go into because they might be minor spoilers. I was very excited about the role of women in this film, and I have mixed feelings about that, which is why I'm going to go for 7 rather than 8, and also because it is too long, in my opinion. But I had a great time. It looks fantastic on the big screen. Daniel Craig is fantastic. It is a good film to see on the big screen.
So Daniel Craig getting all the plaudits at the moment. You were excited about the role of women in it, and you leave with mixed opinions, and it is too long. Now bear in mind, for Anna being treated to a red carpet, right? as the chair of the London Films Critics Circle is just another day. It's like you and I brushing our teeth. You just got to take into account that Natalie Jameson and Alan Warman, they're high at the moment. They're high on Judi Dench, sitting 2 rows in front of them. Stormzy wasn't as close to the screen as Natalie Jameson. That's where they're at the moment. They're inside the bubble. They take a point off all of their scores when they review it tomorrow. Right, well listen, we've had them on the show before. And again, just a reminder, no spoilers, really important, but we can absolutely give great insight about what we can expect. That's what all good reviews should do. Superfan, AJ Chowdhury, still in black tie as he arrived here. Expand on you give it the high score, not a surprise, but you only give it 0.5 more than Natalie Jameson. So why did you give it, like, nearly perfect?
Colin, today is Bondmas. We're celebrating the return of this. It's a big Christmas present we had. You know when you have an ice cream and you eat it too fast, you get an ice cream headache. You love it, but there's too much to process. Well, that's me. You know, I'm still processing it. The movie is ambitious. It's wonderfully shot. It's incredibly exciting. It's innovative. You see things that you've never seen before on screen. You know, we hear about Jason Bourne. We hear about Mission Impossible. But when you see a new James Bond film, you say, that's why I'm a James Bond fan. Bond is a cultural heirloom, and this film, No Time to Die, is incredibly brave. It gives us what we want, but it's really innovative. In the 6 years since the last film, since Spectre, this has really kind of gone on leaps and bounds as a final film to Daniel Craig. He goes out on an all-time high. I think this film will have people who aren't Bond fans really enjoying it. It will have people who... It's a really good movie. It's a really well-played, structured movie. People talk about the length of it, but Skyfall and Casino Royale, this is only like 10, 15 minutes longer than them. So, you know, I think it's enough to tell that story. All the other supporting characters, Ralph Fiennes, Ben Whishaw, Naomi Harris, Rory Kinnear, are terrific. Rami Malek as Safin, the villain, is an incredible new direction. You've got Lea Seydoux, and I think Lashana Lynch is a standout. She's really, really interesting, really good. I think they played the zeitgeist so well. Bond films at their best are kind of time capsule zeitgeist, and this really does it. But it's kick-ass entertainment, if I'm allowed to say that word. We've been stuck in COVID. We've been in this pox. We return back to work. We return back to school. Return back to the cinema. Give yourself a treat. This is a tonic we need, and No Time to Die is that.
So who stole the show? We're going to get into that more. It seems that Daniel Craig may have just had his finest hour, and when I say finest hour, I mean finest nearly 3 hours. There's a disagreement about whether it's the right length. It was always going to struggle for me at that length. That's been my biggest worry. Also that the anticipation and the build-up was just too much. Because of the delay, you've got a theme tune that's already won a Grammy. You've got something that's been sitting, the reels have been gathering dust for 2 years. Yet, here we know already, Alan Warman, despite all of that, he says it's ballsy and ambitious. Natalie says her heart is still beating. AJ basically said enough to fill about 45 posters. Some beautiful stuff. But let's stick with kHz Entertainment. Anna is pulling us back a little bit. Too long. Mixed opinions. But Daniel Craig is fantastic. So much to get into. The 4 secret agent reviewers are with us until 1 a.m. The world's first proper review. Because there was the embargo. The world's first, right here on 5 Live, of No Time to Die. And 11 minutes late. That rarely happens unless it's a special occasion. Let's get those news headlines.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
BBC News at midnight. This is James Kelly.